Baker, David Gray,
Here.
Mario Gutierrez, student Kevin Dennis. I hear a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll make a motion that we approve the agenda with some corrections. We need to add on consent items 6, move everything because C is missing.
Oh.
And then on the salary stipend, it's supposed to be $2,000, 14 zeros.
Okay. That's on the regular level.
Yeah. And then it's got Jessica going with all Vanessa. There you go.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. I'll make a motion with this correction.
Second. Second by Drew. All in favor?
Aye.
Smith? Members of the public may address the board on any item within the jurisdiction of the board by submitting presentation requests to secretary. Members of the public are strongly encouraged not to mention personnel by name and are reminded that they do not have immediate from legal action to personnel on review. The board may limit each speaker to 3 minutes with a total of 20 minutes per topic. People wishing to speak on items that are on the board agenda will be called upon when that item is considered. People wishing to speak on items that are not on the board agenda will be called upon at this time. Since the board generally cannot take action on items not on the agenda, such items will be referred to the superintendent. The first one I have here is Juan, right?
Good evening. I recently received some information from our head baseball coach, Coach Wallace, regarding one of our players. So we wanted to share this with you. Rosamond senior baseball player Abraham Grimes was chosen to compete in the Exos Select 50 Instructional Showcase before many college and professional scouts, led by, which was attended by the Tigers, the Oakland Athletics, the Padres, Brewers, and Dodgers. Abraham was one of 250 athletes recognized on the West Coast. Abraham was ranked the #2 overall athlete, #4 MLB 5-tool outfielder, #8 in the class of 2019, and 12th in the overall MLB 5-tool testing. Abraham also competed in the national team's West Arizona tournament this summer with the MLB's Urban Academy team. He is 2-time first-team All-League outfielder and led CIF Division V in hitting this season. Abraham also excels in the classroom with a 3.8 GPA while also completing early college coursework. He also serves as a student leader for campus life. We are proud of his work on and off the field and looking forward to his future success. So just wanted to share over the summer what happened with one of our baseball players, that he had been selected for a very prestigious camp and excelled at that, as well as excelling at the school. So, thank you.
Next we have Carrie Jones.
Hello, everyone. I'm curious as to who or what is paying for the contract with Sparkletts and where it's currently being delivered. Because there used to be deliveries to RES, Ascend, Rare Earth, and Rosamond High School to my knowledge, and there could have been even more. but I know RES had at least 2 dispensers and would use several gallons each week. To my knowledge, it was paid for by DO. Before the beginning of the school year, Sparkletts stopped delivering to RES, then soon after they picked up their dispensers at the site. I'm curious if other sites also had Sparkletts provided and delivered to the school, then ripped away. As it currently stands, district office still gets their water delivered. I witnessed it yesterday. And to my knowledge, each office there has a dispenser. I don't see how our hardest workers, our CSOs, paraeducators, our grounds and maintenance and custodians are denied hydration after working through these hot days, while the white-collar, non-physical desk jobs get a nice cool drinking water supply to their air-conditioned facilities. Was RES cut off due to the funding and cutbacks? Yes. Well, I can guarantee that the cost of the 2 dispenser rentals and several gallons of waters that we used to use cost less than the DO's several dispenser rentals and gallons of water. If we are cutting off Sparkletts to our district, then we cut it off everywhere. I know that staff at TMS do not have the privilege of walking over to Albertsons for a nice refreshing drink on their 10-minute breaks. We all know that there are safety concerns with Rosamond's water. That's not news. People don't want to drink from the tap, and that's understandable. But now we have CSOs, some of our lowest paid workers, forced to pay out of pocket for their own water while standing in the hot sun for 6 hours, chasing after students, walking 1,000+ steps. Yes, we compare how many steps, are on our counters. And the ground workers are out there doing hard labor in our beautiful, hot, dry environment, making sure we have safe, clean, and well-maintained schools. Custodians are lugging around heavy materials, walking the entire campus several times, while they do some of the hardest and most important jobs within the district. This sort of action only shows our staff that the district office continues to put themselves on higher ground than the classified staff. They can keep taking away from us, but then they get to keep their own luxuries. This is the reason why it continues to feel like the many have to push back against the few, and it creates separation. We only see your selfish actions in the budget cuts. Classified gets to suffer time and time again. If we continue to pay for your fresh, clean drinking water, how about you split your multiple dispensers among each school site? We could all have one, and you only need one centralized dispenser. Every other site could just have the one, and because now it's not only affecting the staff, nurses' office are without their clean drinking water for our students. And at the very least, aren't the students the reason we're here? Thank you.
Leanne, is that something that we're getting rid of? Is the contract up?
So RES, when we constructed, we had countless water filters installed. So every break room, everywhere there's a sink, there's water that's filtered.
Not on East Campus. Is it on East Campus in our drinking?
The old campus, no. But the new campus, yes. And the DO does not have running water other than in the bathrooms. So, and the cost to have water, to trench and to bring it, it's
Cost prohibitive.
It's prohibitive, cost prohibitive. So by law, we're required to provide water, and we can't ask them to go to the bathrooms for water.
How many do we have?
I believe there's one in IT, one in business, one in the superintendent's office. I think that's it. I'm not sure.
So is that something that we could?
So we could consolidate it.
Okay.
Yeah, we provide water for like nurses stations at the high school, and I believe TMS.
Well, let's confirm that.
How often do the water filters get changed there?
Filters are supposed to last for quite an amount of time, at least a year's time. They should be changed each year.
Have they been changed? Because RES is over a year old now.
I don't know if they've been changed, but I'll look into it.
Is it
But-
cheaper for those filtration systems than it is for a water dispenser?
Excuse me?
Is it cheaper for the filters than it is for the water dispenser?
Oh, yeah. And those filters we replace once a year, and I think Sparkletts, we spent $20,000 last year
For the whole district?
for the district wide.
Well, how much are the filters?
Filters about $100, $150
Per filter?
per
Or-
filter.
And then how many filters do you have to have that? Because if you're saying that they're in the workroom, there's how many pods? There's,
I don't know the exact count, but I do know for a fact when the school was built, we did have those filters installed pretty much in every break room area. And anywhere there's water access, there should be a filter except for the bathrooms.
So even the water fountains that the kids drink from, standing ones, they all have a filter as well?
Yeah,
So,
those all have filters.
so I can guarantee that they probably haven't been changed.
Yeah, I don't know the exact life on those filters, but I have to check.
Next on the item. Yeah.
So you guys, does Westpark have the filters on them too?
I don't know if they were built with filters there. I have to look into it.
If they were, if they have been, it's probably disclosed.
But
But I don't know for sure.
that was the main problem, was just the cost to pull water to the DO was just never feasible.
Can it be considered that old campus RES at least get a dispenser because you have second grade, third grade, fourth grade, speech, RSP, the psych, the counselors, TK and the SDC class over there?
Yeah.
And Gary, I'm sorry.
We-
And Gary.
I just drink coffee all day, so I'm good.
Boil it up. Yeah, we can move a dispenser there, yeah.
I'm just asking.
How much do the dispensers cost for rents?
I don't think there's any cost for the dispenser, it's just what you pay for the water. The water and the cups, is what you pay, whatever you consume.
Next we have Tiffany Torres.
Good evening. I just want to know just bullying. I'm sorry. It's done very well. My daughter's at Rosamond High School, and a familiar student has really been bullying her. Basically spreading rumors that can really affect who she is as a person. And there's people in this room who know my daughter, and she is not that type of person. I did file a report to the school. I contacted the school the moment she called me and told me what was going on. She went into the office and filed an anonymous report, also filed a hard copy. This was last Tuesday, the 11th. I still have not got a response as to what was done. I went online to the school district to file a report myself, and I know once before it was on there for me to file a report. That is no longer there, and I believe that's a violation. At this point, I just want to know what you guys are going to do. There's other parents that are coming in here threatening with lawyers. I don't want to get to that point, but I feel like that's the only way someone gets hurt, is threatening with a lawyer. This kid is, like I said, well known, and I know I'm not the only parent that's having trouble with this particular student. I'm surprised his mom's not here right now. But I just really hope something is done, and I need something in writing stating what's going to be done.
Next we have the English student board report. Or you want to stand up?
It's easier for you to say.
I'm Michaela Gaddis, as most of you know. At this time around homecoming, there's a lot going around there at RHS. Homecoming is coming up on October 26th. There's an anti-bullying assembly tomorrow, powder puff is on the way, and there's a big pep rally coming up during homecoming. We have guest speakers coming to the assembly, and our pep rally is well planned thanks to our ASB students. This week is the last week juniors are selling spirit cups, and if you need more information, you should talk to Ms. DeVoe and any part of the junior class. Powder puff will be starting the week of homecoming. Ms. Killimark and Ms. DeVoe have more information if you need it. This year drama is selling personalized hoodies again. They're $28 each. If you're interested, you can buy one in the student store, and if you need more information, you can go to drama. If you're wondering what your plan is after you graduate this high school, you should attend the College Info Night at AV Fairgrounds. Military, trade, and technical schools and 70+ colleges and universities will be there to answer any questions you might need. CSF, California Scholarship Federation, is having a great start to a new year. The dues of $7 are due in this reimbursed by tomorrow. Remember, CSF looks great on college and scholarship applications. Our sports, volleyball, football, and tennis are coming to a great start. It's been pretty rocky, but we're getting better each year. Thank you. The college night will be Monday, September 24th from 4:30 to 7 o'clock p.m.
I want to say thank you for all those who have come out again. We really appreciate your comments during the public comment section. It's very helpful for the board to understand what your worries and concerns are. And so I would just repeat that you should try to do that as much as possible, so that way we're aware of it and the board can direct the right individual to try to answer those. The more we work together, the better the school district's going to get itself turned around. We can't do that if we're all being on forms. So thank you very much.
Hi, thank you for coming. What you said, that you said it so well. I know. Stop putting words in my mouth. But no, thank you for coming, and we do appreciate your input. And we try our best to either direct you to where you need to go or to have somebody to figure out what to do. So we really appreciate it, and thank you again for coming.
Thank you everybody for coming, and so thank you for coming, and we will try to direct you to do what they think.
And for whatever you all said, so thank you for coming out. And I do appreciate the huge person that did public speaking immensely and giving us information and concerns, and we will listen to each one of them. Very recent as far as all right, thank you for that news on Abraham. Really exciting to get some big news as well. It's exciting to hear that. And thank you for showing that. Because that's it. Cartoon report. Mr. Coleman.
I need to voice my concerns more often and not hide in the corner at all and make sure I'm out there. I'll try to do a better job. About water filters, what we do at Tropico, Mr. Adams did tell me we do have a Sparkletts in the nurses' lounge. I wasn't aware of that. We do have a water filter in our teachers' lounge, which is paid for by the staff out of our Sunshine Committee fund. So actually, again, staff is paying for their own filtration system. hopefully we can make it equal throughout the district. Now, tonight I have very little in which to update the board from my last presentation, but just a couple of things. The district has not responded in any way about the opinion of teachers that site-based attendance can increase ADA. It seems the decision is final, and I will let this issue rest at this time. We've begun to see some movement on the posting of necessary extra duty positions in the form of department chairs for each grade level at the elementary site, so we appreciate that. There are still many academic positions that need to be provided for our students. I will continue to communicate with Mrs. Hargis about positions like oral language, science fair, and spelling bee coordinators at RES and Westpark. We also need to discuss yearbook, drama teacher, and activities coordinator at the high school. I have not been contacted by the district regarding the inappropriate proposal to reopen negotiations and the continued refusal to put the 2017-18 tentative agreement to contract language changes on the board agenda. Our CTA representative has talked with school legal services about the issue and believes we can resolve the problems. But it is unfortunate that I get this information from CTA and not from the district. Finally, I'm disappointed the board has reviewed board policy 4112.8 and decided to vote on no change. This is a discriminatory policy that allows the district to approve some transfers of employees from one site to another and deny other employees because an immediate family member works at that site or department. The district has allowed transfers repeatedly, but occasionally denies this opportunity. This is a pure definition of discrimination. All denials in the future, citing the board policy, will be challenged through the grievance process or legal action. And so that is all I have for tonight, and once again, thank you for your time and attention.
On that word policy, I'm on the policy committee, and after reviewing it, we allow the site, it's written in the policy, the site administrator to, at his discretion or her discretion, whether or not the two will work together at that site. And it allows, it doesn't say anything that says that it can't. It's whether the principal wants to two people of the same, either brother, sister, what relations together.
So is the policy, has the policy been rewritten?
Not rewritten.
Then that's not what the policy says. The policy says that an employee can transfer from one site or department to another pending superintendent approval. Now, the contract allows for the denial of a transfer of an employee, the site administrator from one site or the other can deny the transfer. But that's not what the board policy says.
So the superintendent has to find work.
No, the superintendent has to approve the transfer.
Right.
But why have many transfers been approved without going to the superintendent, but others have been denied? That's discriminatory.
I didn't know that somebody was denied the opportunity.
Yes, I pointed that out in my presentations. That's the problem. Some are not even considered. They're not even looked at. They're just approved. We've had it happen time and time and time again. But last year it came up and one was denied. Why was one denied? That's discriminatory.
So it sounds like the policy as written allows for it to happen, but perhaps a better procedure should be in place that more appropriately aligned with it, that would also guarantee that there's no discrimination taking place. So it's not the policy that needs to change, it's the procedure. So we can have that looked into and make sure that it's in line with it.
One of the requests RTA made, or the main request RTA made, is that employees have freedom of movement from job to job and site to site. It creates happier, better employees. That policy denies that.
So the reason why that policy is in place is so there's no conflict of interest, specifically between a supervisor and an employee.
And that part of the policy RTA has always said is fine. It's the other part of the policy that RTA has asked to be stricken from the other paragraph that RTA has asked to be stricken from the policy. We understand the whole supervisory issue. I get that. And in fact, we support that. It makes sense. But just to deny somebody to transfer from one site to another because an immediate family member works at that site is inappropriate. I should be able to transfer to Westpark Elementary to teach 5th grade, or kindergarten if I was nuts.
And I'm nuts. Yes, it does.
But shouldn't be subject to having that denied by the superintendent because my wife works here. That has no business being with my ability to teach a position that I want to teach. And that's what the policy says, that I would have to go to the superintendent to get approval for that transfer. And we had it happen within the last year. It shouldn't happen.
Something like that.
Still could be handled by procedure.
I was gonna say, me and my wife were down working together. I fired her once.
You were a supervisor. We support supervisor.
Okay, so,
Supervising at home.
I still think that if there's, like you said, I would say if it was okay by the principal and the guidance superintendent, that should come to the board and say, see why. Because I would.
But it would be a board decision. It's a
I
board
I'm
policy.
just saying, board policy just kind of oversees all of it.
Well, so the superintendent who we're entrusting to execute for us should have that ability to say yea or nay. And if you feel that there's a discrimination issue that comes into play, then that's something that you could easily bring to the board as a
Yeah,
complaint.
I'll have to file a grievance.
Right.
We'll have to go through the grievance process. 120 days later, it'll get to the board, and then when the board denies it, it'll go to arbitration, and then depending on what the arbitrator decides, then it could possibly go to legal action. Why bother? Why not give your employees the freedom to move to the assignment that they want to have?
We still want the superintendent to have the ability to put a
Deny
stop
somebody
on
their job.
No, to deny to them any type of potential hostile environment or situation where there may be some issues that could arise, which has happened in the past.
And it happens in the past with people who are not immediate relatives. Why not deny somebody because I know you don't like that person, so I'm not going to let you transfer to that site? It's all discriminatory. Take discrimination out of the board policy. Thank you very much.
RCSD report.
Hi, I'm Mary from CSEA. I just wanted to report that we are trying to work with the district office regarding the cuts that they want to do. We are looking forward to our meeting on Monday, even though we haven't received the paperwork we requested from our previous meeting. We have some great ideas that we hope we can come together on and work out something. And that's pretty much it. Thank you.
So just this week, we had a student, we enter our school district.
So we had a student that we had to place in private placement because we cannot offer the services that they require. So it's going to be a considerable cost to the district that was not in the budget. It could be around $100,000 with the tuition and transportation costs. So we will analyze that to see what the cost will look like, and it will be included in the first intro, and it was unexpected. Otherwise, we applied for the grants for the school buses, electric school buses. It's up to 10 buses. We applied for 9 that we currently have, our oldest one being from 1992, which still runs. So they will fund us up to 10, but the assumption is at least 2 this year, and they want to create a list that they will fund as they get more funds. So it's the California Energy Commission that's funding this project. Also, for every bus that we are awarded, for electric, they will pay 100% of the cost, plus $60,000 towards infrastructure costs. That's trenching and installation of chargers and all that. We'll know if we were awarded any buses in October. The next step from that is that the CEC will bid out the buses, so we don't really know what the cost is so far. They've taken it upon themselves to do a bid and do a bulk purchase. Also, with this grant comes training costs, so they will pay for our mechanics and bus drivers to be trained on electric buses.
That's a question. So you say we get 60,000 for infrastructure costs per bus that we are granted?
Correct.
So do we have any idea of maybe what those infrastructure costs will be yet?
Yeah, we don't know, but we currently do charge some buses because they have like a ceramic filter. So this filter needs to be plugged in, and overnight it burns all of the soot inside the filter. So that's a considerable load on the power already. So it shouldn't be much work on our end to upgrade it. It's just a station that we'll have to install and trench for. So if we're awarded 2 buses and we're given $120,000 to install that infrastructure, it should be enough to cover the cost.
What if it's not? What if it's not?
What if it's not? Then we have to go back to the CEC and say we don't have the money to do the trenching.
And how much, how much is this cost that, I know it's a grant or whatever, how much are we expected? Because a lot of times they want us to put something up, and then they give us money. Is there any money that we have to put forth for that?
There's no matching grant requirement for it. They pay 100% of the cost.
But you still don't know about the transformers?
No, that's something that we have to have SCE come out and do a load audit, and then we could work with them on that.
So that wouldn't be covered by the grant?
They'll do it for free. Another part of the grant is that we have to provide our previous 12 months of power usage for the site to the CEC, and they'll do an analysis and see what kind of load that we're going to look at increasing. But ideally, the buses that we're going to replace have the ceramic filters, so we won't need to charge those anymore overnight. And those are considerably more of a charge. And these school buses, once the charge is 100%, it goes on to like standby mode, so there's no longer charging the battery. It should be a 1-for-1 trade-off if we are granted these buses.
Thank you. Good evening, and thank you all for coming. Sort of on the Ed Services side, since about May, we've been working on a federal audit, so we have federal and state audit. They've audited 4 of our programs. Title I, English learners are supporting effective instruction, and the after-school program. So I am happy to say that we finally finished that up today. We had a few findings, but they're easy findings. Some of them are pretty minor, pretty easy to fix. So that definitely is a load off our shoulders. We're looking forward to getting back into going out, seeing the school sites and being more visible out and about. So thank you all for coming and have a good evening.
Motion for consent items A, B, and G.
Make a motion to accept the items.
Oh, wait a minute, I have one question. How do we, item F, the theater, they're going to go overnight?
And they pay for everything themselves. The district pays for them.
What about
It started with overnight.
what's this date?
It's down in the
Second. Second by Kurt. All in favor?
Aye.
Student? Review and approve 2019 graduation and promotion dates, times, and locations. Ms. Harris.
Thank you, and so you'll notice a difference with Rosamond Elementary and Westpark, and these are changes that have been asked for by the administration and staff at the school sites since the end of last school year. So they really would like to move those into the school day and make them have a bridging ceremony and graduation on so then we still have our alternate would be the Thursday prior to the week of graduations is that's a pretty standard date for them. Rosamond High School and the Park Academy would be on Tuesday, June 4th, and then Tropico would be on Wednesday, June 5th.
So you're saying that the sites have asked to have the bridging ceremonies at 8 and 9:30 in the morning?
Yes.
On the same day? Yes. How does that affect the parents?
Well, you probably don't have, you wouldn't have parents at Westpark and at Rosamond Elementary.
Well, I mean, their work, are they, because usually it's in the evening and it's usually after work or...
I think it should be fine. I think we'll still have large parent participation.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to accept.
Motion by Martinez, second by Kurt.
Great.
Greg. All in favor?
Aye.
Student?
She said aye.
Okay. Rule 10.3.18, Sparkletts.
So these board policies come to us. These board policies come to us from CSBA, and so the board policy committee has met. We reviewed each and every policy. So this is the first reading. In the board packets, there's a little synopsis of each of those board policies. If there's anything that catches your eye that you would like to have a little more information on, we certainly can give that to you.
Annual Title 3 local plan update.
So this is a plan, and this was something that went through our FPM audit. It was part of our English learner, and so Ms. Herrera made a few updates to it. We actually probably will do a lot more updates as we go through and we do some needs assessments and write our LA plan.
Motion? Martinez, second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Aye. Student says aye.
Personnel.
I'll make a motion to accept those promotions.
Second by Kurt. All in favor?
Aye. Student says aye.
It's just but she didn't, that's
She will make a motion for the next one.
Motion to adjourn.
I'll second that motion.
Second by Harris.
All in favor?
Aye.
At 7:40.